Welcome students of Form 3. We are talking again in the second video about part 3 of chapter 2. So it would be very handy if you would grab your book as PDF or otherwise and you would look at paragraph 3 about institutions. I made a video before which I started, but my laptop ran out of power. So the last video was halted a bit abruptly. It stopped. The electricity ran out. So I need to pick it up where I left that video. So in this video, I will pick up my topics where I ended in my last video. So there will be 3 videos about so-called institutions. And we're now talking about social norms, and we're talking about mores and also institutes and the 2 distinct meanings of institutes. But you can find it all in my first video about institutions. Very short, what are the goals for the test? The learning outcomes. Define and use terms used in relationship to various institutions. You have to define them, explain them concisely. What do they mean? But also apply them, use them, recognize them, use examples from your own life, and so on. Also outline the characteristics of each kind of institution. So these are the learning outcomes of this paragraph. Let's now continue where my former video was abruptly halted by my laptop. Some norms are known as folkways, which are the behaviors that are developed among groups of people over time. I'm not talking just about weeks, but about like thousands of years sometimes. Examples of folkways include behaviors such as shaking hands or doing a box, yeah, or waving at somebody, but also things that have to do with kumanera, politeness, saying thank you when somebody does something for you, or please when you want something of somebody. Yes, these have to do politeness, but also mores, actually folkways, yeah, of shaking hands when greeting a person or doing a box when greeting a person. These have grown among the folks. Yeah, folks means like what is among the people, pueblo. There might be mild sanctions, but mild, yeah, like disapproval of your parents or your friends. So there might be mild sanctions, but very mild for individuals who do not follow these practices. Other folkways include such events as birthday celebrations, funeral rites, as wedding ceremonies. For instance, a folkway in Curacao concerning the funeral rites is a Ocho Dia, coming way back from in times of slavery and way back before times of slavery in Africa. There were also 8 days that were customary folkways of paying attention to the deceased with your family and friends. Yes, sanctions, mild sanctions, when you don't behave according to what are the folkways. But these are mild. Yeah, you won't be locked up into prison because of it. Yes, but misapproval of the other people in your society will be a consequence, a penalty, or a mild sanction. Then other norms are called mores, and these mores are more serious. Serious meaning they are about the things we find really important in a society. They are about the moral important things in a society. Yeah, so these mores are actually more serious. You have to keep that in mind. And they are about reinforcing moral values and behavior. Yeah. Valornan moral. Comportación moral. What is right and what is wrong. Morals, they take care of this. Important morals can be institutionalized. They can be very important, like cornerstones of society. They can be norms on its own that are really well known and, like I said in the last video, well established, which result in them becoming subject to laws. So they become institutionalized. A lot of people find them very important and they become well established. And as this happens, they are being written down and they become subject to law. Yeah, they become institutionalized. Not marriage, by the way, is not subject to law, but some of them become subject to law. They become so important that they are written down into laws. And when you violate them, yeah, these laws, written by our parliament, by the way, also staten. So here is the place where the laws are written. And if these by our parliament written laws are violated, this may result in a severe punishment. So these written laws, if you violate them, it may result in going to prison, having to pay a fine, or having to work without payment, or other very severe penalties, very severe sanctions. So no mild sanctions here. The sanctions, the penalties are very strict. Yeah? Important here is violating, is que significa violar or desobedecer. You disobey a law, you violate a law, violar, desobedecer. I know this is school language, but you have to improve your language too. And in Papiamento, it would be these words that you can see here, violar, desobedecer. And it can result in severe penalties. Well, social norms, to conclude this, reflect the agreed values, e valornon, of a group or a society. So it can be a small group, your friend group, or your basketball team, but it can be a bigger society, like the society of Corsa. Values, valornon, are to do with the ideas and principles that a group or society has regarding what is good or bad, right or wrong, desirable or undesirable, important or unimportant. Yeah. So these are the ideas and principles that a group or even a society, a society has regarding what is good and bad, right and wrong, yeah, desirable and undesirable, important or unimportant. So it is the moral guidance of a society. Undesirable, important, unimportant, what is good or bad, right or wrong, desirable, and these are the ideas and principles about these topics. When a majority of people, the Mehrheit in Dutch, in maioria of people, a very important expression, in the maioria din papiamento, maioria, when a majority of people in a society or friend group, in a society share a value, langs partie un valor, yeah. When the majority, the Mehrheit in maioria does this, this can shape the way a society looks and operates. So the society that you can see here has certain norms, sometimes even written down. And when the majority agrees, and they agree that they are written down, and they also look to other people like, are they behaving like this? This is the way a society operates, works, communicates, puts down sanctions, gives rewards. For example, most people agree that using violence is undesirable, is que no te bom, yeah, is que no te correcto, and so, pues, there are mechanisms to prevent, discourage, and punish violence. Castigar violencia. Some of these mechanisms are because of the law, but some of these mechanisms are because we approve or disapprove things. It was the majority has like an opinion, a public opinion, and sometimes they hand out rewards, approval, but sometimes they also hand out social punishments, mild sanctions, mild penalties in society. So society will let you know if they find something correct or if they find something incorrect. Society, 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 society will certainly let you know if they find something recommendable, good, or if they find something incorrect. So society commonly lets this know not only by sending you to jail by laws made by Parliament, but also offering mild sanctions or offering their approval or offering their positive feedback. Yes, and the two words of this sheet are meerderheid, majority, maioria, and are, of course, they are also castigar, which means to punish. Yes, which you can see in the slide next to me. I hope this video was very helpful, that you've seen that violence is not appreciated by society, and in society there are mechanisms to let you know that society does not approve not only the law but also signs of disapproval, being an outcast, not being able to get a decent job, not being able to connect with people in society anymore. And I hope that was made very clear to you. The learning outcomes, look at them and make sure you're able to answer them at the end of the next video. Yes, you have to be able to define and use terms in relation to various institutions and outline the characteristics of each type of institution. So make sure at the end of video 3, you are able to answer these learning outcomes. If you want to subscribe, more than welcome. You can let the bell be rung below. If you have a question, you can also ask the question below or ask a question during class. Yes, I wish class 3B a very nice day, evening, afternoon or morning. And like always, I hope to welcome you during one of my lessons. A very well meant goodbye.